All right, good morning and welcome to the big story on Daybreak Live, where we go beyond the headlines to interrogate the issues shaping power, governance, and political direction. Across Oyo State, the All Progressives Congress (APC) has just concluded a statewide renewed hope rally, projecting images of unity, reconciliation, and renewed purpose. All drivers appeared on the same podium. Long-standing grievances seemed momentarily buried. And the party sent a loud message. The APC is back, united, and ready to reclaim Oyo State. That's according to them. But beneath the applause and the carefully choreographed optics lies a critical question. Is this genuine reconciliation rooted in shared vision and ideology, or a temporary political makeover designed for electoral convenience? That is our big story today. APC's statewide renewed hope rally, genuine reconciliation, or carefully managed political makeover. Samson Balogun is my name, and thank you for joining us on the show this morning. Political history, both within Nigeria and beyond, teaches us that unity achieved for the camera does not always translate to unity sustained in governance or elections. Temporary reconciliations, when not anchored on trust, ideology, and internal justice, often collapse at the most critical moment. Candidate selection, power sharing, or post-election governance. For the APC in Oyo State, this distinction is crucial. The party's ambition to reclaim power depends not just on assembling familiar faces, but on healing deeply and healing deep-seated wounds that date back to internal schism, contested primaries, defections, and ideological drift. A cosmetic reconciliation, no matter how impressive the rally or how loud the cheers, it risks reopening old faults once ambitions clash. Such a scenario could be disastrous. Disgruntled stakeholders may quietly sabotage parties' efforts. Voter confidence could erode, and internal contradictions may hand political ammunition to opponents. In a state like Oyo State, where voters have shown increasing political awareness and independence, perceived insincerity can be more damaging than open division. This raises another pressing question. Should the People's Democratic Party, PDP, be worried by this newfound APC unity, or should it remain confident and unshaken? Is the rally a genuine truth, capable of altering the political balance, or simply a familiar pre-election ritual that fades once the real contest begins? Equally important is the APC's evolving relationship with core conservatives and ideological purists. As the party cuts wider alliances, absorbs former rivals, and embraces pragmatic politics, one must ask how much ideological erosion has occurred in the process, and at what point does political flexibility become ideological emptiness? And does that weaken or strengthen the party's appeal to voters who once believed in its founding principle? These are not abstract questions. They strike at the heart of party survival, voter trust, and the future of political direction of Oyo State. Thank you for joining me this morning. I have with me an APC chieftain who is going to help us make sense of what has happened. He was there. It was all through Oyo State during the rally. Let him tell us what exactly he feels about the current shift in the APC. Honorable Molaji Olaoye, thank you for joining us on the show this morning.
Good morning, Samson. Thank you for having me here today. And for the viewer at home who are listening and watching us as well, I say good morning to you all as well.
You were with the APC?
Yes.
Throughout the rally?
No doubt about it.
You saw what has happened?
Of course.
Is it political makeover, or it is genuine reconciliation?
Well, for me to say it is not a makeover, but for the fact that all Aspire members are going for the same thing, to boot out the person who are now in power, who has been so, probably always about himself only, and probably, like they say, it doesn't listen to advice, and it doesn't want to carry people along. So what we are now going for is to make a change in our state.
Your party is busy romancing the conservative, and you're all progressives. What has changed? Has your ideology eroded? Or do we now have a party with ideological emptiness as we speak?
We have never had it like that. We have never had it like that, because for the certain part of it is that when you are talking about romance, we are all human, and we are meant to change at a particular point in time. If you tend to be rigid, that means you are not going nowhere. You are going nowhere. But you have to, the flexibility in politics is what we need. We don't need rigidity. So now, whether we romance them, whether they come to us, this is about free association, in which has been entrenched in the constitution that one can be able to join any party he or she likes at any point in time.
Even some people in the PDP, they have questioned the rally and say it is more or less like the usual pre-election show of strength. Do you consider it to be so?
No, not at all. This is about working. The workability of the member is what is now showing everywhere. Unlike PDP or your state PDP, who just probably they won a jackpot. That is what I'm going to say.
How important is public display of unity right now? Is it just for optics, or does it actually win elections in Nigeria of today?
Of course, it does. It does.
We've seen people. It has happened before. The Oyo APC once had this good, until people like Bayo Adelabu left the party and joined another party to contest an election. And at some point, Teslim Volari was not a member of your party. He also moved in. What gives you an assurance that he's not going to move out?
Thank you very much. Like I said, we're all free to come in and go out anytime. That is what politics is all about, and it's been there throughout the world. That is what people practice. But in this sense, the mistake we made, that was 2019 to 2023, is different, because there was a vacuum. We have a leader who, at a point in time, because of the COVID-19, he died.
Who is the leader of the Oyo APC?
Then it was late. Abiola Jumobi.
Who is the leader of the APC as we speak?
Now, but
you have too many leaders.
The leaders will come eventually.
Will your party eventually crumble?
Eventually, the leaders is going to come.
So you don't have a leader as we speak?
We do. We have many leaders.
Too many leaders.
We have many leaders who are coexisting and who are working for the same goals. That is what we need. It is not about autocracy. That is what is affecting PDP right now. Even in Lagos State, like we know Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that is the sole leader. At the same time, he have a lot of lieutenants. He doesn't just take sole decision on his own.
Doesn't mean that the APC has too many captains in the ship.
It is not about the captain. It's about people who have good style of leadership, who are ready to come together and be able to channel forward of where Oyo State is going.
Who were those who tore the party apart in the first place?
It is not about, it is about aspiration. When people aspire, sometimes because they can be lost in that power struggle, and there is always a fight at any point in time. But now, mistakes are meant to be made, and mistakes are meant to be corrected.
Does that mean they no longer have aspiration?
They do have aspiration, but at the end of the day, now, because they have learned from their lesson, and a lot of them have counted their loss, so this time around, that is why they are now working assiduously to be able to bring the party together. And you see, when you see all these unity rallies that we are going all about Renew Hope agenda, you can see people voicing their mind, and they say it is not about before, whereby the aspiration of different members is going to tear the party apart. But now they are going to work very well to be able to get their own objective.
What's the relationship between Bayo Adelabu and Senator Teslim Kolawole Folari?
You can see the romance is there.
Is it fake?
It is not. How will you say it's fake? Because it has never been done that for
everyone knows Teslim Kolawole Folari has an ambition to be Oyo State governor.
There is nothing wrong.
Bayo Adelabu has an ambition to be Oyo State governor.
Yes, of course.
They've been at loggerheads before.
Yes.
They fought in the party. Yes. Bayo Adelabu left.
Yes.
They are busy romancing each other this time. Will they see it through?
they will see it through.
Who will step down for the
It
other?
is not about stepping down. It's about everybody going to the field. You have been unfair by talking about Bayo Adelabu alone. There are a lot of people who have ambition in APC to become governor. Part of them is federal honorable from Mirakwa and Ido local government, and so many others. Yes, and so many others. They have aspiration.
Senator Fatai Buhari also is in the race.
Exactly, Fatai Buhari is there. So it is being unfair by the time you are naming only Bayo Adelabu and Senator Teslim Kolawole Folani. All of them must go to the field. We are talking about fair and just. By the time they can be able to go to the field, let the party member choose whoever they want. In as much as they can be able to choose the member they want, you can see you see what happened in 2014 to 15 is about fair and just.
Is your party still going to use delegates in the primary?
It is not. It is about member. We really want member. The constitution specifically said that it must be direct. We need direct election. You can see what is happening in a place like United States of America, where we copy this kind of democracy we are now practicing. But when you are now using the unwritten constitution of United England to be copied to a place whereby they use delegate, and the kind of delegate you use is so very expanded, massively expanded. So now by the time you are now using conservative ideology to this present democratic setup that we are practicing, I don't think it's fair. We don't need delegate. We need direct primary.
Some say your primaries will be about who has more money. And people like Barrister Abdurrahim Adebayo Shetu, they are also in the race. They want to contest. But some of them feel they don't have enough money as the buyers of your political party.
Whose fault is that? Democracy is not cheap anywhere in the world.
Should it really be about money?
It is not about. It is not.
Are you
cheap.
playing money back politics in your political party?
No. You are talking about the campaign. You are talking about. You are now talking about you are talking about media coming to your house when anybody wants to advertise or do anything. It is not going to be cheap. Are you going to give them free? It's about money. You can see for you to put out this and establish this. You don't even if you are borrowed to do it, are you not going to pay back?
Does your party support expensive policy?
It is not expensive. I'm telling you, that is the way it's been practiced anywhere in the world.
Are you screening Hebrew hands out because they are not as rich?
It's not about screening. It's about you. When you are coming, you must.
You bring money.
Even if it's going to be from the member, I want it to be from the member. The donation to come from member, so member can be able to know who they choose and how they are going to be able to challenge the person.
Is Nigeria ready for that?
You say what?
Is Nigeria ready for that?
When
party members contribute for the candidate.
That is why when you see the change in electoral act, it is now being entrenched that the money, the campaign money, must seriously be enlarged unlike before. So for you to be a president now, you are talking about billions, probably about 50 billion for the campaign donation or whatever is going to be able to be used to do campaign. It is not like before. Politics is not cheap.
You mentioned that the major cause of the crisis that happened in the past was because there was no fairness. Have you been able to address this particular issue, or you just peppered over them?
We don't prepare over them. I have seen Oloye Bayo Adelabu been campaigning for that for a very long time. That we must there shouldn't be any kind of underhand control when it's come to the escort of the party. That the party must be able to choose who they want. So everybody must be fair. If you are fair, why not? That means the power is going to the people, and the people are going to show their strength.
Now, historically, what happens to parties that manage reconciliation? Parties who do makeovers for their parties until after the election?
Makeover or not, there's still going to be, the power is going to be continued. There's going to be power tussle all the time. It doesn't stop. It doesn't abate. It happens between different political parties, and it happens within the party as well. That is how it does in our home all the time. We have issue, and we must know how to resolve it. But it is not fair because we are not practicing authoritarian or a kind of meritocracy for a single person to be deciding the future of a state, or try to be deciding for the people. Why do we have it? Why was there a stretch in the constitution for you to have the governor and for the governor to be mandated to have executive council? If you don't have executive council, we have seen what is happening in our state, whereby whether you are executive council, whether you are local government chairman, you don't have any say. All your decision is going to be made by only a single person, and that is not what we need in the state. That is not how we can progress.
Aside from candidate selection, another thing that will cause problem in any political party is power sharing. Is your party ready for that?
Yeah, I am scared. I am scared because when you are talking about the mighty people who are there, and I asked some of my friends that how are we going to manage these mighty people? How are we going to share the power? And they said to me,
who takes how many commissioners? Just in case you win.
My friend told me that when we get to the bridge, we must know how to cross it.
What if the party does not get to the bridge?
We are going to get to the bridge. We are going to get to this bridge because we are expanding every day, and we can see that PDP in our state is collapsing every day, and they become a party of leprosy. Nobody likes to be associated with them.
There are insinuations that renewed ambassadors across the country are most likely going to be candidates of the APC in the forthcoming election. Is that true?
No doubt. If it's so, it is not going to be just crossover. All of them are going to test their ability within the party members. If they can be able to win us all over, why not? But if not,
some say they were deliberately unpicked by the president.
It is not entrenched in the constitution. And Ashola Bola Ahmed Tinubu has never done that in Lagos. So why is he going to start doing right now? He's ready for Nigeria to be better, and is going to reform our electoral system. So that is what I know. What he has never done that before. So any insinuation, any kind of rumor, I don't believe that. I believe everybody has to take their might and strength and know how capable they are to be able to go forward.
In your political party, do you have people strong enough to take Oyo State to where you think it should be?
That is understatement, Samson. In the last election, 2019, nobody is better than Oloye Bayo Adelabu. I am telling you.
He lost.
He might lose because of the sentiment part of it. And that is what, the father of democracy said. The best might not win sometimes.
Is sentiment not part of election?
It might be.
Is it not part of democracy?
And that is what Oyo State is paying for right now. That sentiment is what Oyo State is paying for right now. I'm telling you categorically well, in APC, engineer Seyi Makinde is not even up to 6th over best. But when people gang up together, which is part of politics, and he won, and he have shown them what he need to show them, it's not my fault. When you choose the wrong people at the wrong time, and you think that you are going to be able to punish some people, they are going to come back to punish you, and that is what is happening in your state.
Now, you made a statement earlier that when you get to the bridge, you will cross it.
I said, when I saw the crowd, I'm seeing the crowd all the time. My fear is what I expressed to my friend, and they told me that when we get to the bridge, we must know how to cross it.
I asked a question earlier about candidates, or potential candidates in your political party. Do you think any of them has what we call administrative capacity to lead Oyo State? I'm asking again.
Thank you. The resume is going to speak. I have been following a particular man who has been in the system, and he has been in managerial system for a very long time. Oloye Bayo Adelabu, and he has shown his capability by going from strength to strength. The position, he has never been relegated in his career's life, and he has never been stopped or stagnant at a particular place. He almost became the Central Bank of Nigeria governor until he resigned and came to participate in politics. And others, I don't know, they must be able to speak for themselves, or who you follow and who you know. Before, I was following Tegbe, Engineer Tegbe, and I saw his resume. I'm very impressed. He's one of the best as well. And he was low into other parties some time ago because he's not that strong in politics and he doesn't know much about politics. And he has come back to the progressive fold right now. And when we have those kind of people in our midst, trust, we have the best.
Now, let me ask you this question very quickly. Aside from your party might, your party is strong. You have the president on your side. Going to the election, that is not enough to win an election. You need public sympathy, public vote. What loopholes as the current governor and, of course, the PDP in Oyo State, what exactly have you seen as the loophole that you are ready to plug in to go into the next election? And do you think your party is playing opposition politics the way it should in Oyo State?
We have been doing that since 2019, and we have been so visible, and we have been so known, and all our questions, all our criticism is well seen. The problem we see in this administration is about egocentrism, and we are practicing democracy. People must be able to decide, and there must be gathering of people to take decision or make policy. But this is not so in Oyo State. We have been seeing a kind of totalitarian system of democracy, and which cannot work.
Some people will argue that with you.
Yeah, I am
people of Oyo State love the governor.
I am ready.
They sing his praises.
You can be able to bring any of them and come for the challenge anytime. It is not. That is what is happening. We have seen somebody who, over time, they have been protesting about particular thing. Probably setback or no setback this time around.
On the Badasakura Road.
And yes, I heard about 2-3 days ago that the governor said he's so adamant that he's going to go out with it. And mind you, I don't know how they overrate governor all the time. I don't know why they overrate governor all the time.
Is it truly being overrated?
They are being overrated.
People will argue that with you.
Late Ajimabi said he was lucky out of about 5 million people in our state to be single-handedly be nominated as a governor. He said 5 million people. Do you know if you have the power to be able to override those 5 million people? If we are talking about the revolution of election revolution, whereby people are going to cast their vote, you will see the people were so cobweb, people were so, they are cheated because they believe, because they saw somebody else's face that probably is gentle, he doesn't talk, they think that is how good governance should be.
Whose fault is that? Is this not an indication that your party has not been playing opposition politics?
We do. We are good. We do. We are good, and we have been established.
It is your job as a political party and opposition to let the people see the loopholes.
The acceptability is why you are going to know as well. We have 3 senators. We have probably about 6-7 federal House of Assembly. For you to know that we were well established in Oyo State. We are there. We are strong.
Have you heard about Omitutun 3.0?
3.0, no doubt about it, is just only an aspiration or a dream. And when you get to there will be a certain time in your life that you are going to be a dreamer. And this is not a biblical Joseph the dreamer, because he tried his best. Now we have seen that PDP has split and it has been fragmented to so many pieces. And now the burden and the pressure is now on the man that make himself to be in that kind of box himself to that corner, to know that
the governor has firm belief in Omitutun 3.0.
It's a dream.
He has someone in mind.
It's a dream. It's a dream. He has been saying that.
Is the APC scared?
Scared. We are ready. I said he wasn't the best. He is not up to 6 number. The best among us in 2019. He took public sympathy. He took them for granted. And that is where he finds himself. Let him come with 3.5. Let him come with 3.20. We are ready for him all the time. We debate. Why not? If he show himself, let us debate. We are ready. So it is not about him. It's about we telling him what politics is all about. It's not about sentiment alone. The sentiment will take you to a certain stop, and it's going to stop there. And politics is not about you stopping. Politics is like a train. You must be going. You must be going. Whether you are damaged, there must be damage control. But now, Engineer Shemakide has been isolated politically in the system of your state.
We are still coming to his isolation, the way you put it. Now, in 2019, your party presented a candidate. Was that your best at that time?
It was the best. It was the best, and he proved it.
But he lost.
It lost. That is not my politics. Do you know how many times Abraham Lincoln lost election before he became a president of the United States of America? That is for you to know that election is not justified alone by it, whether how. Do you know that Senator Ajumobi lost in 2006 before he won in 2011? For you to know, politics is like that.
If 2019 was a mistake, you presented a candidate in 2023. He lost. What happened?
In 2023, yes, because I was with a court party. And unfortunately...
And you also lost?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Your primary party lost and your secondary party lost at the time.
He was lucky because then it was even...
Is there anything like luck in politics?
You see, politics is about learning. When you eat a jackpot and you don't deserve it, at the end of the day, that is what is happening to Engineer Seyi Makinde right now. But now, if he's able to win that primary and he won election, I am telling you, you are going to see the best in him because he has learned in a very hard way. And when you learn in a hard way, you are going to know where mistakes are coming and not. You are not just going to think you are a kind of a lord or you are an emperor. You are not going to think yourself an emperor. You are going to have a lot of people. You are going to be able to share knowledge and hear their thought, how view when it comes to politics. And policy making is not going to be any problem.
Some APC members like yourself, they have claimed that the PDP is sinking as a political party. Do you foresee the governor of your state at one point or the other leaving that party to join another political party? And how much of a threat will that be if he joins a strong coalition?
You see, I don't care. I won't lie to you. But I knew it was a part of the problem of PDP. But I believe others must be able to learn from his mistakes, because it was an error when someone become thinking himself an emperor or an elected person to be able to represent people. Now, I love it, because if people don't learn from that, that means they are dead. You must know that anybody that got the ticket of APC in your state must be able to learn from Engineer Seyi Makinde. All his mistakes is not, the democracy is not about arrogancy. Democracy is not by authoritarian. Democracy is not by me alone. Democracy is when you put a lot of people together, put a lot of help together, and be able to navigate the best in them. So it should be a kind of lesson.
As a chieftain of the APC, you have a candidate in mind. You are working closely with an aspirant.
No doubt about that. And that is not a sin, and that is not offense, because you must you must stand in place and make people know what your mind is.
What if he doesn't secure the ticket?
The party goes as long as it is not going to be a quack emergency or a kind of 419 emergency.
And
this is not about.
If he leaves the party, what will happen?
It is not about. I told you. Asiwaju Ahmed Bola.
Are you for the party or the candidate?
I am for the party. Asiwaju.
But if he leaves, you follow it.
Thank you very much.
Just like you did in the last election, you went to a court party.
I did it when we went to ANPP. We are talking about just. How can world be at peace when there is no fairness and just? It is not about Adelabu alone. It's not about me. It's not about any other person. It's about young people coming up. Because if we don't reform this system at this point in time, if there is no internal democracy, there cannot be any success in Nigeria. Forget. We need internal democracy. The way it's been practiced in the United States of America. You can be able to join party within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and join the train and be the part of people who are going to select candidates of probably Republican and Democrat. Why must Nigeria be different? Why must Nigeria be guided? Nigeria candidate shouldn't be guided. It must be decided. The fate of him securing any party ticket must be by the people or by the members.
Just before we go, Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, had an event at Molete recently. Molete Restoration Day, or what was that called?
Yep.
To what purpose does that help the APC? Because the owner of that particular base was a conservative. That was Chief Lamidi Adedibu, was a conservative, and is no more. Are you trying to bring his cohort into the APC? So they work with you in the next election?
Ibadan are one. Anybody in Nigeria are one. Anybody in Nigeria are shared with each other one way or the other. Probably a cousin, probably a brother, probably an uncle, probably an auntie. We associate with each other whether you like it or not.
Some charge that event as cloud chasing.
He never went to a place like Shaki and be doing celebration for Michael Kolosho or whoever died or whoever is most important in that place. You are talking about Ibadan. They are family, whether you like it or not. Apart from party coloration, we are the same. So by the time you are looking at it, that you cannot say he's conservative. He late Adelabu joined Abiola what's it called? Bashorun Abiola when he was alive, when he was in SDP. Have you forgetting? Oloye Adelabu didn't do any house. He was in SDP. So associating him to be conservative is not an ideology.
Now, let me ask you this very quickly before we go, because it affects your party, affects every party in Nigeria. What are you doing about zoning structure in your state? Is it just about Ibadan? Will your party cede or maybe zone the gubernatorial ticket to other parts of the state, like Ogbomoso, Oyo, and Okeogun?
No. We haven't get to that place right now. The problem has to do with Nigeria in general. That is why like APC started with zoning. It was APC that started zoning. If you don't know, it wasn't a PDP ideology. PDP would just believe that probably is not. They should be carrying on, but because they want to be fair and just, that is where zoning was introduced in APC. APC introduced it, and when they introduced zoning, it's about the north and the south. They don't classify because in the constitution it talks about fair and fairness and justice. And this is what our logo, this is what our team talk about: peace, justice, and fairness. And that is what they introduced. But in Oyo State is not right for that.
Oyo State is not right for that.
It's not right for that right now. Let everybody go to the best are everywhere. The best is not always in the battle. By the time we are cooking it, it is going to be a problem.
You will continue to cook, and when you are done cooking, we'll see what your party is cooking. But that will be the convenient point to leave it today. We'll still talk about zoning in Oyo State and how it affects other regions when it comes to gubernatorial tickets in history. Thank you, Honorable Mola Jolaoye, for joining us on the show this morning. That's been a wonderful session with you. Now, as the dust settles on the renewed Hope Rally, the real test begins, not on the stage, but in the month ahead. Unity must move beyond symbolism to substance. Reconciliation must outlive ambition. And ideology must mean more than slogans. Whether the APC's show of strength becomes a foundation for lasting political revival, or another chapter in Nigeria's long history of temporary alliances, will depend on what follows next. And for the PDP, the choice is clear: panic prematurely or prepare strategically. These are two different things. That's the big story this morning. Samson Balogun is my name, and I'm glad you stayed with us. Join us again as we continue to ask the hard questions and hold power to account right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. Let's go on a quick break, and when we return, the show continues. We'll be back.